Coming up, we have the return of Retro, Not Retro, plus another installment of Rob Responds to Advertising. So, well, you know what that means. Every time a bell rings, Rob's Universe gets a new subscriber. So make sure you subscribe so we hear lots of bells ringing and you never miss an episode of Rob's Universe. You have entered an alternate dimension, a journey into an individual's imagination, a new entertainment experiment. For the next few moments, you will experience the wonder, the mystery, the really weird, dorky humor. From this great city, on this dark planet, you have ventured into an outer realm which we call Rob's Universe. Alright, welcome back to my universe. Thank you for joining me. Well, first up, we have the return of Retro, Not Retro. Alright, let's jump right into it here. Enjoying family time at a meal. Well, of course, that's so rare when the whole family is together around the dinner table, enjoying each other's company, despite all the crazy distractions that now exist, reminding us of a simpler time. So that, of course, is retro. However, having all the family members present but on their respective digital devices while occupying the same space, well, that, of course, is not retro. Alright, how about talking to a robot? Now, this is getting really interesting these days with all the advancements in artificial intelligence. You know, robots get more sophisticated all the time. But this, of course, is not retro. On the other hand, doing the robot at a party, now that is retro, provided you've got the right moves. Because, you know, doing the robot dance is not as easy as it looks. Alright, let's move on to getting your news from an actual newspaper. Wow, that's so organic to have the paper in front of you with articles written by journalists who only care about giving you the facts. That is retro. However, watching the same news stories again and again on 24-hour news stations with an emphasis on ratings, when you already read about all these stories on the internet anyway, that, of course, is not retro. Alright, finally, having a FaceTime conversation. A very cool thing to do on your phone nowadays, but this, of course, is not retro. On the other hand, having an actual face-to-face conversation. You know, with all the telecommuting and video conferencing and virtual meetings and people calling each other on the phone who are in the same office when it only takes 20 seconds to walk over there, so that, of course, is retro. Alright, moving on to another edition of Rob Responds to Advertising. Now, once again, these are actual commercials that I heard on the radio or saw on TV. Alright, here's the first one. I see this in commercials all the time. Real people, not actors. Okay, so if I understand this correctly, actors are not real people? And who are these so-called real people who took work away from possibly starving artists? They could have eaten and honed their craft, but it was not to be because the studio wanted to use these so-called real people who probably already had regular full-time jobs, but the production company really wanted to save that extra dime. Alright, this one I can only describe as the one where a couple celebrates their neighbor's disabled electronic snowman. I kid you not, this was an actual radio commercial. The wife is so happy that the electronic snowman next door is no longer operational. Then the husband timidly admits to cutting the wires. Then the wife says, "I love you," and she commands her cloud-connected speaker to play some music. Wow, doesn't that get you right up into the spirit of the holidays? What a couple of Scrooges! And that poor neighbor whose only wish was to spread some holiday cheer with a bright display to try to add warmth to the hearts of children and adults alike passing by, only to have his holiday spirit crushed and thwarted by vandals. All right, finally, here's another good one. $250 per eye. This was a commercial for laser eye surgery. Interesting. And you know, they only said $250 per eye once. The rest of the time, they say stuff like, we'll correct your vision for $250. So it must be common to have it done on just one eye. Great, I was just thinking about cutting the cost in half by only getting one eye corrected. But, you know, decisions, which eye do I choose? Do I want to see out of my right eye or my left eye? And, you know, which side is optimal for a blind spot? Don't you feel like this commercial is missing something? You know, something like, act now and for a limited time, when you get just one eye done, we'll throw in this stylish monocle or eye patch, your free gift, you know, for the other eye. Alright, hopefully you've enjoyed this special holiday edition of Rob's Universe. Before I go, I'm going to leave you with a special holiday message I saw at a neighbor's house. There it is. Hope you're enjoying that. I know that I was moved. And be sure to join me again in the future for more of Rob's Universe.